So good afternoon, everyone. Once more, Maazi Ezeoke speaking, and this is Njenje Media TV. This afternoon, I will be having a conversation with Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who is the lead counsel to Maazi Nnamdi Kanu and the indigenous people of Biafra. Barrister Ejiofor, thank you very much for joining Maazi Ezeoke for this scheduled interview.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Maazi Ezeoke. Thank you for having me in this platform.
Thank you once more, Barrister Ejiofor. Thank you once more for coming. And let's make it very quick and snappy. And I understand that yesterday you visited your client, Maazi Nnamdi Kanu, and today again you did visit him. So how is he doing?
Oh, he's good. He's good, actually. Yesterday we succeeded in part in having some part of our discussions leading to post-trial briefing. So, and today we concluded, and he's doing well.
Okay, and the next court appearance will be as slated sometime in November, right? The next court appearance will be in November.
Network is a little disturbing.
No, I mean the next court appearance will be in November. Is that correct?
Pardon, I can't hear you.
Okay, so Barrister, I said the next court appearance will be in November. That's correct.
Sure.
Okay. Now, part of things I wanted us to discuss is obviously you've had we don't want to jeopardize the case, but you've listened to the statement made by the Attorney General Malami and the charges brought against him, and somewhat you've in the court that day. You've alluded to it as a very flimsy excuses, or rather flimsy cases that, or charges, put it that way. So what, again, having, slept over the charges, what is it that you have to say about those charges brought against him?
I don't want to delve into the substance, so
Sorry, once more. Again, your network froze there, Barrister. If you can hear me now, may you respond once more to the question. Your network froze for a while. Barrister, are you still there? I think we have network challenges with Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, but obviously we're going to bring him back in again to see if the network stabilizes. Barrister Ejiofor, are you there? Okay, people. So as you all know, I did ask him a question before now, how that case, based on the statement made by the Attorney General of the Federation. And as a case of sub judice here, he does not want to jeopardize the case and probably wouldn't want to speak to the case at hand in greater details. But at least what probably he will be telling us now when he comes back will be on the matter as it stands. Be that as it may, worst case scenario, I'm going to get him over the telephone to speak to us regarding the case at hand. Obviously the network, bear with us, that is that is one of those things that one has to struggle if you are in this part of the world, that your network would be inadvertently always be on the edge. So let me see if I can get Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor to join me via telephone in order for us to quickly conclude this interview. It's not going to be a very long one.
No.
Okay, so Barrister, now I have you over the phone. May we quickly go ahead, through the phone then?
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, so
of course, you're aware that the federal government filed an amended charge, first of all, on the 14th of October 2021, and we received it and promptly filed our objection to the competence of the charge. which, and in substance, being served with our objection, they find a further amended charge. That was on 20th of October, and served on us very late in the evening on that same day. So we also quickly addressed the new issues raised in the amended charge, and filed on the morning of 21st of October, the morning the matter came up. So I served on them. So what I need to clarify is that the statement by the AG Federation, Balame, is unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and to a reasonable extent, contempt of the proceedings before the court, because you don't put the cart before the horse. First of all, it's a senior advocate of Nigeria, by virtue of which position it should be learning more than what we are saying. They amended under his supervision. The charge against our client was amended. Now, he will not claim ignorance of the fact that there was an amendment to the charge filed against our client. So, and that charge was amended and filed on 20th of October 2021. And also attached to the charge is part of the processes that accompany the charge before the court is affidavit of completion of investigation, posted by a litigation clerk in Justice of General Federation. So, which in effect indicates that investigation has been concluded, findings also concluded. So, you won't tell me that findings and investigation hasn't been concluded before the amendment was effected. The answer is no. So, it's findings or whatever investigation they must have conducted that will give rise to charge will file in a criminal matter before the court. So apparently, by the time they were amending the charge, filing it presupposes that the findings and the investigation has been completed by the investigation agency. So, and this fact was verified on oath in affidavit of completion of investigation filed in same time. So I will find it very surprising to see the learned AG Federation addressing the word on the 22nd of October on matters before the court. So, and it is worse still that part of the items issues being raised in his grievance are items constituting the charge offenses they file in offenses of terrorism, which they file in court. And so I have meticulously gone through this charge, and also the full evidence that line upon to establish this charge. And we are defend you that there is no offense disclosed whatsoever in the 7-count amended charge filed against our client. And we'll address issues, we'll address the incompetence of this charge. I'm not talking about incompetence in the sense that the charge were not properly framed. No, we're talking about incompetence in the sense that there was no offense committed by a client, and nothing has been disclosed by the full evidence attached to the charge, or even the charge itself. So, and it's a very, very, very fundamental objection that goes to the root of the charge before the court. And I believe upon being served with this charge, it became helpless. And that may be formed by going to the press to discuss matter before the court. So apparently, what you're seeing that happened, that's what happened on 21st of October, is what they call trial by
the media.
Media trial. So we join you in that case. So we have already addressed some of the issues raised. So though it's not, I don't think it's ethical for us to do for him to even do that in the first place. So, but he's inviting us to respond to some issues raised, to most issues raised. So, and of course, they are all falsehood. They are falsehood.
So now, if I may ask, by the virtue of him granting that press statement and by the virtue of information divulged in that press interview, isn't it worth it that a class action will be taken against him regarding that press statement that he made?
No. I don't want to kind of disclose the legal steps we are taking and other lawyers we are also involved in the matter are taking now. Because in the coming days, probably in the next 48 hours, will be made public about actions we are filing against him as a person. So for defamation and other issues raised in that, so I don't want to discuss.
That's fine. Now,
I can assure you that we are not leaving any stone unturned. We're making sure that we address the issues raised here. Yes, so far as they constitute serious infringement on the rights and persons of our clients. So.
Okay. Now, forgive my my legal ignorance here, but I presume that as a person, if I call you names and if you get offended that I call you names, you should take me to court and it becomes a personal matter. But now, in this case of the president, and one of the charges is that that your client called the president some names that he didn't like, and some argue that that those are unprintable names. Now, does it warrant involving the federal government of Nigeria, or is it something that ought to have gone to court as a personal case by the president?
Thank you. From a layman's view of the understanding of the charge, and I believe as well as other people who also have privilege of looking at the charge, that would tell you the ridiculous nature and frivolous nature of the charge before the court. And worse still, upon this charge, upon the content of this charge, or whatever they call it, the content of this charge, they travel all the way to Kenya to abduct our client, kidnap him, and subjected him to all forms of inhuman treatment, and consequently, extraordinarily returned him to Nigeria. Today, he's still being subjected to psychological trauma, torture, because he's being kept in a solitary confinement, and we're battling today to ensure that he moves out of that place before the hearing date. So I don't want to, because I am the counsel in the matter of person. So I don't want to join the fray of those who discuss substance or otherwise of the application pending in court. Because we've been advised to refrain from discussing it. But the fact is that it is black and white.
Okay.
If somebody is alleging that his name has been defaced, and of course, we have a justification, we have a sense of justification in such cases. You take up a civil suit against someone you are alleging has defamed your name. Then the person will come to court and tell the court, please, what I said is true, that I stand by it. So it shouldn't be a subject matter of criminal litigation against our clients, and by a person of the president of a country. That will tell you how low we can go in this country to ventilate our anger because we find ourselves somebody found himself in a position of authority. So I may not go further than that, but that will tell you the ridiculous nature of the charge, the frivolous nature of the charge, the empty of the charge. So it's applicable to remaining 6 count charge before the court. I believe you must have had a opportunity of looking at what you prepared and filing court. So and I believe when the time we are going to address some of these issues and the best of it on 10th of November, during the hearing of the conversation, because we are insisting that no trial will go on those empty charges. We are asking the court, which is procedural, to hear our objection to the charge and also our objection to the decision of the court to control the hearing of the matter. So we should entertain on 10th of November. So thank you. Based on how I have told you now that what you have before the court is a mockery. It's a mockery of charge. It's a mockery of it's the hiding the guise of this empty and frivolous charge.
Sure.
To the marketing and the treatment claim.
Okay, so sure. Now, if we many people watching now globally are wanting to know what is the level of involvement by the southeastern politicians in this matter regarding your client.
I'm speaking as a lawyer and also as a lead counsel to Nnamdi. I don't think I should limit my exposure in this interview to things that are well known to me. So I don't think I will comment on things.
Okay, that's fine. So, that's fine. Then then my question before we quickly round up here, Barrister, is obviously you are aware that the indigenous people of Biafra had actually, had issued sit-at-home orders, which over time and time again, the spokesperson, Emma Powerful, had come out to say that they have actually lifted these sit-at-home orders. Nonetheless, every Monday, every single Monday, you see the Southeast economy being shut down. Now, next weekend will be the Anambra State election. Now, the two questions that I have for you: what is your client's position? One, regarding the Monday sit-at-home. Two, and regarding the Anambra State election.
Thank you so much. I am privy to the fact that such announcement was made, and I'm also privy to the fact that efforts have been made to see what's been done. I can't discuss that in the public because I've said it in many forums that what is happening today is not a function of someone who has committed offense facing trial. It's not. It's a function of someone who is being persecuted, who is being subjected to all forms of inhuman treatment and detention. So it's a function of someone who is speaking out for people. And we have people in other parts of the country who are talking and who are defending their own, and they've not been called for question. They've not been arrested. They've not been persecuted. They've not been subjected to any form of state treatment. So, and it wouldn't expect our people to be happy with the development over there. Because if what is good for the goose, what is good also is good for the other too. So, I believe people are talking, and I believe in the course of time there will be a respite to because someone who can beat somebody are expected not to cry. So obviously that should be the position.
Yeah, but
I believe people are talking, which I may not be able to discuss in this platform.
yes, but I mean, I'm aware, and so deeply too, that people are talking. So many engagement is going offline, which I am in some way also aware of what is happening. However, what I mean here is very clearly the position of your client vis-a-vis this Monday sit at home. Is your client in support of this Monday sit at home?
First of all, let me clarify this part. Firstly, I'll have to kind of respect my response to the statement emanating from the group people I represent as a lawyer, counsel in their matters. One, when this thing was said, when the issue of that one was raised by when the concerns are expressed by people, IPOB came out openly
to denounce it.
Say that they've not they suspended at home. But today, so our people decided you can't beat us and expect us to cry. People felt that injustice being better to their own. Who felt that their own is being incarcerated. Who felt that their own is being subjected to all forms of inhuman treatment. Who felt that their own don't deserve that kind of treatment. And people said, no, we can't continue to pretend that nothing is going on. And it's a decision taken by people. They're not being commanded to do that. So this is what happened. So that will tell you their level of angst. The level of the sentiment to what is being done to our client Maazi Ezeoke. And people are saying, no, it can't be business as usual. Let us go and be solidarity with him. Observe this, observe that, observe that. Are you with me? So this is something people willingly people are doing willingly. They're not being compelled. They're not being forced. They're not being coerced to do. So and to some extent, I don't think it's something worth condemning in any manner. So regarding the staff home announced to come up on Sunday, I've told you that there are engagement going on.
Okay.
And you see, my discussion with my client, is purely professional. So, and I am under obligation, compelling duty, not to make public things I discuss with him. And I don't think I will err in that regard.
Sure.
So,
sure.
things I discuss with him are purely professional and confidential.
Sure.
So I won't just go out and be telling the public and look at his view, look at his opinion, look at his position. I don't think I'm permitted to do that.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
No, okay, that's fine. Obviously, I won't push further than that. Before I let you go, now, obviously, you've seen him yesterday and you saw him today. Like we did say while we were arranging this, I said my regards, and What is it that he's telling millions of people watching across the globe now? You know, obviously you have seen him, you spoke to him, you sat down with him yesterday, and you sat down with him today. What is it that he's telling millions of people watching now?
He's deeply touched and profoundly grateful to millions of his followers for their uncommon solidarity demonstrated so far, and he will be urgent to do more. He's praying for them, and their prayers for him is impacting. That I can confirm to you. He's very grateful, very happy for the show of solidarity, and also for their concerns too. Because at least you know that people are asking about, people are concerned about his life. People we speaking for are worried about his life. So he's very grateful and also very humble by the show of solidarity. Thanking millions of dollars to continue to support him, to continue to pray for him, to continue to stand shoulder by shoulder with him. So thank you so much, my brother, and then may God come and bless you and bless you abundantly for giving us opportunity by this your reputable platform to talk to the world. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, the lead counsel to Maazi Nnamdi Kanu and the indigenous people of Biafra. Thank you very much. So, people, obviously, the network wasn't playing along. We could have seen him, and as the network wasn't playing around, playing along, we had to do this by telephone. On this note, I say thank you once more for being part of this live short broadcast that is regarding the the ongoing case with Maazi Nnamdi Kanu and the indigenous people of Biafra. On that note, I will say thank you once more. You may you may wish to like this video, share this video with others for the platform you all know where you get your most authentic information from. We do not engage in fake news and in gossip. Whatever you see on this platform, I bet you can actually take it to the bank. You cash it in what currency. I'll review to you later. On that note, I say thank you once more. I am still Maazi Ezeoke, and bye.